Hi, this is Kendall Boyson, professional life and recovery coach, and you're listening to Encouragementology, the practice of instilling hope. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. On this show, we are discovering pathmakers as we honor the past while shaping the future. A pathmaker is someone who blazes a trail in uncharted territory, often breaking through barriers, challenging norms, and creating opportunities where none existed before. They are innovators, leaders, and pioneers who pave the way for others to follow, making significant contributions that leave a lasting impact on society, culture, or a specific field. Pathmakers not only achieve remarkable things in their own lives, but also inspire and enable future generations to continue building on the foundation they've laid. So let's take a deep dive into the journey of those who've come before us, those incredible individuals who paved the way for the world we live in today. As we reflect on their legacies, we'll also be thinking about our own. What kind of impact are we leaving behind? Let's explore how we can honor the past while shaping a future that truly matters. It's all about appreciating the pathmakers who've led the way and considering how we, too, can create a lasting legacy. I love this anonymous quote. What you leave as a legacy is not what is etched in stone monuments, but what is woven into the lives of others. Do you feel like you're still figuring everything out and aren't quite ready for a recorded legacy yet? You know, off the record, so to speak. Unless you're a child prodigy, when do you peak in understanding and effort? Maybe you're waiting for the Nobel Peace Prize, and maybe you're not sure the accumulation of your life is worthy to be memorialized. But either way, you are leaving a legacy. The things you say and do matter. They shape, form, and make an impact on those you come in contact with. The seeds you plant run deep and will likely bloom outside of your control. No pressure, though. You can't rewrite history or miraculously save the world's problems. So outside of those two things, what if we just agree to start living with more intention? From today forward, we will think before we act. Think about the lasting impact our actions will have on those around us and beyond. Can we start there? Good. Outside of that, let's learn more. Elizabeth Perry helps by mapping out the steps of leaving a legacy, how to make a lasting impression, found at BetterUp. Leaving a legacy behind may sound like something reserved for history books or a blockbuster movie, like it's a status for bigger-than-life characters. But everyone leaves one behind, both personally and professionally. Your personal values, nurtured relationships, and free time activities all form the building blocks of your legacy. Amidst the day-to-day grind of building your career and managing the highs and lows of everyday life, you may become distracted. You might seldom stop to contemplate the broad strokes that make the persona people remember you by. Taking the time to self-reflect about the legacy you're leaving and the one you'd like to leave is a way to step back and consider the bigger picture. Defining what motivates you to give life your all can fill you with a sense of intention and belonging that offers joy and purpose. What legacy will you leave behind? Let's find out. The definition of a lasting legacy is the positive impact your life has on other people, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Your legacy is the sum of the personal values, accomplishments, and actions that resonate with the people around you. It's how you made a difference in the world, whether that's building a Fortune 500 company or always putting a smile on people's faces. But how to leave a legacy? And just how big do you want it to be? It's a big question with a single right answer. The meaning of leaving a legacy for you may be becoming the first in your family to graduate from a university, starting a business that gives back to your community, or always treating others with kindness and empathy. Everyone creates and retells their own narrative. Your life story both connects you to your community and differentiates you from the lives that others lead. In other words, your legacy is what makes you unique. It doesn't just give you good family stories to tell. It fills you with a sense of unity and purpose. Humans are intrinsically motivated by the need to belong and feel a sense of purpose. Belonging to a community and finding purpose are as essential as they are interlinked. When you find your life's path, you'll most likely find others with similar values, hoping to reach the same objectives, creating your community. Here are a few ways that leaving a good legacy can improve your life. It can give you better mental health. People with a strong sense of purpose enjoy improved well-being. Consciously trying to leave a good legacy might make you happier and more satisfied with life. And living a purposeful life can make you more resilient to depression and anxiety. It can give you greater resilience. One study on college students found that a sense of purpose makes people more resilient to challenges. If you're intrinsically motivated to create a family legacy or financial security for the next generation, or build a nonprofit organization for an underserved community, roadblocks will be easier to ride out. No matter how difficult, you've got your eye on the finish line. It will give you a higher quality of life. People who perceive their lives as meaningful and purposeful tend to live longer. All those feelings of satisfaction, happiness, and personal fulfillment are positive emotions that reduce stress and contribute to strong physical health. And positive progression in one area of your life likely has a snowball effect. You might feel more motivated to take part in physical exercise, self-care, and other personal development activities. Although your legacy encompasses your entire life's journey, it's never too late to reevaluate and change course. So here are 4 ways to take charge of your life's legacy. Number 1, evaluate your life. Life's daily challenges can sometimes distract your purpose. So take a moment to evaluate your life. Journal about what you want people to say about you and your life. Then determine whether your work and personal life align with these values and objectives. If they do, you're on the right track and know where to continue to put in work. If you don't like where you are thus far, that's okay. It's never too late to put yourself on your desired path. Number 2, uncover your X factor. Consider the legacies of people you admire, determining the common thread. They likely had something unique that few others possessed. Whether it's an innovative service or fine-tuned soft skills, figuring out what makes them special can help you decide where you want to grow. Number 3, find your purpose. Defining your life's legacy likely feels elusive if you don't fully grasp your life's calling. Without purpose, life is a ship with no sails, moving aimlessly without any specific intention to guide decision-making, relationships, and personal development. Your legacy is largely determined by the values that guide you. You'll live life differently if your values are creativity versus charity. If you don't know your guiding principles, now's the time to brainstorm. And number 4, celebrate your community. Your legacy lives on in the relationships you build with family members, colleagues, and friends. Don't just focus on your accomplishments. Recognize, celebrate, and lift up your community's achievements. This fosters a positive environment and inspires others to strive to be their best selves. And leading by example will only contribute to your legacy, it'll also create a shared legacy with a positive ripple effect on your entire community. takes up a significant chunk of your day and personal identity, and leaving a legacy at work can help you build a fulfilling career with purpose and intention. So, here are 5 ways to create a professional legacy. Number 1, take risks. Stepping out of your comfort zone forces you to trust your gut and unleash your potential. Adopt a growth mindset that pushes you to take on ambitious projects, advocate for your disruptive ideas, and take small risks. Even if you fail along the way, perseverance and new lessons learned will all become part of your legacy. Number 2, pursue a life of learning. Knowledge is infinite, and prioritizing a life of new lessons equips you with tools to share your wisdom and experiences with others. In addition to fine-tuning professional skills and industry knowledge, commit to a personal life of learning too. Learning a new language, reading up on local history, and developing interpersonal skills all positively contribute to the value you bring to those around you. Number 3, share your wisdom. If your life were a serial podcast, who would they interview to tell your story? You spread your legacy by sharing your values, know-how, and experiences with the world. Ask yourself how you can use your wisdom to help your community. Leading seminars about your industry, sharing know-how with colleagues, or becoming a mentor are all examples of leaving a legacy in your career. Number 4, build your brand. Curating your personal brand guides how others perceive you. Define how you'd like others to remember you and align your decisions and communications with this professional persona. To be recognized as an industry leader, you can create a podcast, curate your social media, or vlog on YouTube to control this message. And number 5, dream big and plan accordingly. Reflect on your biggest career dreams, like building a business to pass on or winning a career accolade. Looking into the future helps you determine what you want to then create your legacy. Once you have long-term goals in mind, start breaking down your goals into smaller steps, whether a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan. Adjust and reorganize when necessary, keeping your sights on the finish line to make strategic and well-informed decisions. Whether you clearly understand your legacy or not, it's always a good idea to check in with yourself. So here are 12 questions to uncover the lasting impact you hope to make. Which values define a good person? What life lessons have impacted me and how I live? What know-how or lasting impression have I made on others' lives so far? What's one thing I'd like future generations to remember about me? What positive family traditions do I strive to keep up? Are there any physical or financial possessions I'd like to bequest in my estate plans, like real estate, investments, or a business? What positive changes would I like to see in the world? What do I hope my family members, loved ones, and colleagues say about me? What work or activities make me feel the most motivated and fulfilled? What talents can I bring to positively influence my community, workplace, or family? What initiatives can I take to align my actions with the legacy I'd like to leave? And what's my greatest accomplishment? I love history. I love learning from history. Frequently, I'm blown away by what someone before me went through, the hardships they faced, the ingenuity they developed, the resilience they had, help me with my perspective. You see, when I'm struggling or having a woe is me day, thinking my problems are unique and insurmountable, I simply revisit the past for hope and inspiration. Influential pathmakers come from various fields and have made significant contributions that have shaped the world we live in today. Let's visit a few. Rosa Parks. She was in the field of civil rights. Her refusal to give up her bus seat in 1955 sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal event in the American civil rights movement. Albert Einstein, the field of science. His theories of relativity revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and energy, laying the foundation for modern physics. Mahatma Gandhi, social justice and politics. Gandhi's nonviolent resistance led to India's independence from British rule and inspired civil rights movements worldwide. Marie Curie, field of science, as the first woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize. Curie's research on radioactivity not only advanced science, but also opened the doors for women in STEM fields. Martin Luther King Jr., civil rights. His leadership in the American civil rights movement and his advocacy for nonviolent protest significantly advanced the cause of racial equality. We can't forget Steve Jobs, field of technology and business. As the co-founder of Apple, Jobs revolutionized personal computing, music, and mobile communications, leaving a lasting legacy in technology. Nelson Mandela, social justice and politics. Mandela's fight against apartheid and his leadership as South Africa's first Black president paved the way for racial reconciliation and democracy. Malala Yousafzai, field of education and human rights. A global advocate for girls' education, Malala's bravery in the face of adversity has inspired a worldwide movement for educational rights. Ada Lovelace in mathematics and computing. Often considered the first computer programmer, Lovelace's work laid the groundwork for development of modern computers. Frederick Douglass, abolitionism and civil rights. A former enslaved person who became a leading abolitionist, Douglass' writings and speeches were instrumental in advancing the cause of freedom and equality in America. Eleanor Roosevelt, human rights and diplomacy. As a first lady and diplomat, Roosevelt was a champion of human rights, playing a key role in drafting the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Jane Goodall, primatology and conservation. Goodall's groundbreaking work with chimpanzees has reshaped our understanding of animal behavior and spurred global conservation efforts. This is just a small list, but these pathmakers have not only left a legacy in their respective fields, but have also paved the way for future generations to build upon their work. Think about this list and what they must have gone through for these groundbreaking achievements. On the TED Talks YouTube channel, I found The Importance of Leaving a Legacy by Minka Havman. Let's take a listen.
Today, I'm going to tell you about my shoes. About 5 years ago, my mother took me out shoe shopping. She was a shoe addict. I was not. So she came up to me with these really pink, high-heeled shoes, and I told her, no, they're not for me, because shoes are for walking, right? No, my child, she said. Some shoes are for having, and these are, so I'm buying these for you, whether you will wear them or not, they're yours. So she did. And why am I telling you this? Because I know this story and you don't. You just see pink shoes. And I see the last present my mother ever bought for me. I see the lights in her eyes when she paid for them and handed me over the box. So this is not about my shoes. This is about a legacy, about leaving stories for when you're not around to tell them anymore. So, this is a picture of me and my mom. It's a selfie before they were called selfies. And we're sitting at the airport waiting for a plane to take us to our last family holiday. It's taken 2 weeks after she bought me these shoes. And you might see smiling women in the camera. I see something different. I see myself 3 months pregnant with my first child, and I see my mother with a death sentence called very aggressive tumor, not treatable. We knew this was going to be our last holiday, and we knew I was going to be a mom while losing my own mom. So 2 months after this picture was taken, I wore these shoes to our cremation with pride. This is a picture of my father at a to me unknown location with an unknown person wearing remarkable clothes. And I wish I could tell you more about this picture, but I can't. I just don't know the story behind this, and there are a lot of stories I don't know about. So, my father died a year before my mother did, and a similar tumor killed him. Aged 26, I became an orphan, and that was something I didn't expect, and it happened really fast, and there I was with all these pictures and no stories. There were sitting a lot of strangers under our Christmas trees. So I did not only lose my parents, I lost their stories as well. And that's difficult, because I miss essential stuff. I miss my parents, obviously, and I miss that we cannot make new memories. But I also miss answers to questions I never knew I would have about being a parent myself, for example. So I'm not complaining, because the legacy I did get is pretty remarkable and filled with beautiful memories. It's just the gaps that I'm sad about. Because pictures don't tell us thousands of words. They actually don't tell us anything, unless you know the stories. So during this last vacation, my mother said her goodbyes. She said to me, "I'm not going to leave you any last lessons or any letters. I have faith in the fact that I taught you enough during your life to live the rest." She told me, "You're brave, you're smart, you will survive." And though I understood why she had to say that, I could scream at her. How could she think this? I still needed her so bad. But I went on. And with this experience, I tried to collect my legacy of my life for my daughter. She's 4 years old now. And this may sound like I'm living with death in the back of my head, but I'm not. I'm living a pretty happy life, and I get caught up in everyday stuff like all of you. I just sit down every once in a while and try to collect my memories and my experiences and put them in words, in little stories. So she will know why she should never, ever throw these shoes away, and why this picture of me and my mom at the airport is so important to me. So she will know how proud I am of her and that she is the love of my life. Because she is entitled to that. She's entitled to a rich legacy, and everyone is. So, okay, I know I can never be conclusive. I can never leave everything behind. But I also know that it's the little things that count. It's the story on the back of a picture. It's every spoken word, every voice recording, everything is important, everything counts. So I'm asking you to think about your legacy that you are leaving for those who will miss you. And by doing that, you will find that there are missing pieces in your life as well. And go get them. Do it. Because you are entitled to a rich legacy, and you can only leave one if you know what it is. So are there questions you never ask? Go ask it. Find your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your lovers. Collect it. Because these pink shoes are part of my legacy. And I'm really working hard to fill in the gaps for my daughter so she doesn't have to experience what I did. And I'm asking you, what are your pink shoes? What is it you want to leave behind when you're not around anymore to the ones you love? Thank you.
History offers valuable lessons when we think about our own legacy, guiding us in understanding the impact we can have on the future. Let's think about some of the ways in which that happens. What does it do to help us with our legacy? Well, the power of resilience. Many of those stories, you can only imagine the resilience that it took to get to where they are. Many historical figures faced immense challenges and adversity, yet their determination and resilience allowed them to make lasting contributions. History teaches us that perseverance in the face of difficulties can lead to enduring change. In considering our legacy, embracing resilience can help us navigate obstacles and stay committed to our goals, knowing that challenges can lead to growth and progress. It can also teach us the importance of values. Historical pathmakers often stood firm in their values, whether it was justice, equality, innovation, or compassion. Their legacies are often defined by their unwavering commitment to these principles. We can apply this lesson by reflecting on our own values and living them consistently. This can ensure that our legacy reflects what we truly believe in and stands the test of time. It can also help the ripple effect of actions. History shows that even small actions can have a profound impact. The decisions and actions of individuals often ripple out, influencing generations to come. We can apply this by recognizing that our everyday choices and actions contribute to our legacy, and it can inspire us to act with intention, knowing that we're shaping the future in ways we might not even realize. It also shows us the role of innovation. Innovators in history, from scientists to artists, have shown that thinking differently and pushing boundaries can lead to groundbreaking advancements. Their legacies are often marked by the new paths they created. And we can apply this by embracing creativity and innovation in our own lives. This can help us leave a legacy of progress, inspiring others to continue exploring and expanding what's possible. History has the impact of community and collaboration. Many historical achievements were the result of collaboration and the collective efforts of communities. Movements that changed the world were often driven by groups of people working towards a common goal. So understanding the power of community and collaboration can encourage us to build strong relationships, work with others, and contribute to something greater than ourselves. History can also teach us the significance of mentorship and influence. It's full of examples where one person's influence, mentorship, or guidance helps shape the path of another, leading to significant developments. By mentoring and uplifting others, we can extend our legacy beyond our own achievements, empowering the next generation to carry forward our impact. And history, it leaves a legacy of compassion and service. Pathmakers like Mother Teresa and Nelson Mandela are remembered not just for their accomplishments, but for their compassion and service to others. Their legacies are defined by the lives they touched and the changes they fostered through empathy and kindness. So, focusing on how we can positively impact others and our communities ensures that our legacy is one of compassion, leaving the world a better place for future generations. Candy Barone explains living legacy, what it is, and why you need to be intentional about leading yours, found on LinkedIn. Candy is a certified quantum human design specialist, leader alignment coach, and business strategist for transformational. Living legacy is what you leave in every moment you exist. It's every breath you take and the experience of you that remains afterwards. It's the legend of you, your imprint, your energy. Your living legacy is the embodiment of the sentiment offered in the words of Maya Angelou, once so graciously shared. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. This is what your living legacy represents. It's the experience of you that you leave with people from every engagement and every interaction. And the thing most people don't realize is this: you either intentionally do your living legacy, or your living legacy will do you. Let that sink in for a moment. The intentionality in how we choose to show up matters. It's the fundamental foundation for what I believe leadership to be. As leadership, real leadership is ultimately a choice. And within that choice, leadership is a function of three things. 1, how you choose to show up. 2, how you choose to serve others. And 3, how you choose to take personal responsibility inside those two spaces. The point is, it's your choice, and you have agency to decide. The other thing about leadership is that it's every one of our opportunities. We can each lead from where we are at with what we have if we choose. When we step into our unique gifts and lead from a space to serve, we all then have the power and opportunity to lead. Leadership looks different for everyone, and often it's a team sport. However, we live in quite the entitled culture these days. Too many leaders not taking accountability, actually shirking their responsibility. There are far too many people on a collective front these days who don't want to get involved, feel as if everything happening in the world is someone else's issue, or are so self-absorbed in their own nonsense and judgments that the focus is only on them. We spend precious energy playing the blame game. We cop out and take the easy road. We want to skate by and do the least amount of real work possible. We project onto others and stay in our own cozy victim mentality. And mind you, when I say work, I'm not talking about our need to be busy and stay in a constant state of forensic motion. That busy work is not the work we are actually here to do. The work we're here to do as a function of our purpose and gifts is to powerfully shift consciousness and elevate the level of leadership. We are here to inspire, impact, and influence meaningful change. Yet that's not what we're doing. No, we're casting stones. We're abusing power. We continue to think we are separate from one another, that somehow one of us is better than any of us. We have lost sight of what's really important, and we have forgotten who we truly are. We're lost. We're scared. We're playing an old victim tape and narrative over and over again, and we're not allowing love to guide us. Overall, we are missing passion and conviction. We're missing kindness, compassion, and grace. We're missing a sense of connection and shared responsibility. We also have forgotten the power of forgiveness. And most importantly, we're missing opportunities to use our gifts to change the world. We're not leading from love with love. Instead, we think someone else needs to step up first. But my question is this: who's going to be the first if everyone is waiting for someone else to lead? This is why your living legacy is everything. For each of us, we have a part to play. We are each a unique cosmic event and part of the overall universal plan. We're here with purpose as purpose. It's not about just coasting through life or clawing and fighting our way up some arbitrary ladder at the expense of others. We are not here to one-up each other or continue to feed a story around classes and levels. And we're certainly not here to play the game Keep Up with the Joneses. We are here to connect. We are here to serve. We can only do this when we're intentionally coming from a place of love. When we do the work required to live in our own soul curriculum, to know that through our individual and collective healing, we bring ourselves back to the truth and integrity of who we are. We are not meant to survive, but to thrive. And the real power lies in the opportunity to know that abundance creates more abundance. That we choose consciously or unconsciously to put out energetically has to come back to us. And no, that's not some woo-woo. It's physics. It's the fundamental point of life. I always find it interesting when people say, "What's the meaning of life?" I actually think this is an extremely simple question, as the meaning of life is to be the purpose you are here to be you in all your fullness, and to express the truth and authenticity of who you are in that beingness. The meaning of life is to accept that you are a piece of the cosmic puzzle. You are here to offer your gifts in service. That's it. The reason it feels so difficult to figure this out is because most people are unwilling to do the meaningful work to heal and offer their gifts, and don't want to take personal responsibility when they do. It takes courage and bravery to stand in your truth and to give life to your voice. For it's only when we choose and commit to awaken, activate, amplify, and align with our authentic self of who we be that we can lead from love, with love, from our highest and best level. Right now, we need leaders more than ever. Leaders willing to speak up. Leaders willing to take risks. Leaders willing to disrupt the narrative. Leaders willing to create change. Leaders like you and me. And while we cannot control how people choose to view us or our work, we can go to bed each night knowing we gave the best of ourselves, knowing that we were intentional about how we chose to show up, serve, and take responsibility. In doing so, we would be better to be able to hold ourselves and each other more accountable. We would build bridges and circles of connection versus more tables, barriers, walls, and weapons. We would lean in and begin to really see each other with our hearts. We would listen, really listen to each other and share our stories, the good, bad, and ugly. We would share the pain, triumphs, joy, and truth. We would begin to remember who we are once again, and that we're not separate, but actually the same, that we all came from one source, that we're here to activate, not trigger each other, and bring our gifts to life. Then we would each be intentionally leading our living legacy. So my question for you is this: what is your living legacy? What is the mark you want to leave on the world and every day? If you want to share encouragementology with a friend who needs to know they're not alone in this journey of self-discovery, you can visit encouragementology.com or anywhere you stream your content to receive this episode and all others. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for additional encouragement throughout the week. So I challenge you. Your legacy starts with the choices you make today. Embrace resilience. Live your values and take action with purpose. Challenge yourself to make a lasting impact, knowing that the path you pave will inspire and guide future generations. I know you can do it. Thank you for listening to Encouragementology with Kendall Boyson, where we find positive ways to handle some of life's challenges.
I stumble through to the pathway.